Pattaya City Expats Club is a non-profit social organisation and our speakers are volunteers. The club as such assumes no responsibility or liability for the professional reputation of or the quality of services provided by the speaker today.
And now we have the legal corner with Kelvin Bamfield. Come on up, Kelvin.
So today, there's our disclaimer, so we don't endorse anything. It's just for entertainment purposes. Now we're going to talk about defamation. A suggestion from Ren, which was rather timely, I thought, for what just happened during the week. First of all, we'll go through some of the things. Defamation. Lame majest is the law in Thailand, which is where you don't slag off the royalty because you will get into serious problems. And so don't do it. Defamation's broken down into two parts. One is criminal, which means that you want to put someone in jail. And the other one is civil, where you want money. So it basically breaks down to those two things. Civil, normally no jail time, and criminal is jail time. You could get fined as well, but it's not really worth going up that way. Recent events in the world was BBC has now been, or they will be charged with defamation of someone who was running for an election in America, and it's found that they edited the video. And a big company like that, now the top of the BBC has resigned. They're going into damage mode because when you fine a company like that $1 billion, that's a serious step back. They may not recover from this, but we'll just see what happens. I'm trying to be diplomatic here. Okay. The Thai constitution guarantees your liberty to express opinions, speeches, writings and art. So it's guaranteed. But it's how you broach this sort of thing. They can pull back everything for national security and public order, so you can't put out things like, today we're going to riot, we're going to do this and all that sort of stuff. That freedom of speech can be overruled by your restrictions on national security, which is what they normally pull out. Just a few examples. Google review resort and food, like Brad's doing these foodie reports. Great, they're all positive and all the rest of it, but some people, they go out and they say they didn't have a good meal and they slag people off on Google and their 5-star rating drops, so they get all offended and they start to charge people with, or try to charge people with defamation. Now, just quickly, I was in a resort in Koh Chang recently, and I paid a lot because I got a suite and it was supposed to have all these things. So when I arrived, that didn't appear, and I was really a bit upset about it. So what I did was, instead of writing a scathing report about them, I simply took pictures. So the fruit bowl on arrival was an apple on a plate with cellophane wrap on it. So I took a picture of it and I put it up on their website. Thanks for the fruit bowl on arrival. Uninterrupted sea views. The gymnasium was straight in front of me. So I took a picture of it and I put up there, I said, the sea views are amazing. So I turned the negative into a positive, and unfortunately I did that review while I was staying there. Next thing, they were tapping on my door saying, what's all this about? And I said, well, there's the fruit bowl. Next thing, oh, a big fruit bowl arrived, you know, that sort of thing. I wanted to change my room and all that sort of thing. So when you do something on a review like this, trying to remember that a picture's worth 1,000 words. and don't, you know, it's their business, so you don't want to really upset them because they spend a lot of time and money. Give your opinion, but not about the person or the company. That's when it gets into the defamation side of things. You can attack the food and all those sorts of things, but as soon as you attack the person or the company, then they want to remedy that somehow. This is a, can I go? Yeah. This is a personal thing that happened to us a couple of years ago at Thai Law. We went through probate, which is after someone dies, we went to court, we got their assets and we started to sell them. And there was one condo where someone was actually staying there and we had to throw them out. So it got a little bit nasty, but we had a court order. And we used that. And next thing, this person started slagging us off online, Thai AAA. We work hard to get a 5-star rating. So I was really offended by that. So I took them to court. And the short of all that was that what were we going for? Were we going for money? No. Were we going for jail? No. A simple retraction. That's all we wanted, right? So that person dug in, we went to court, and then the judge says, can we go into arbitration, which is a room next to the courtroom? So we went in there, and that's where you can talk freely. So we did, and the judge said to me, Kelvin, you're never going to win these things. They go on for 10 years. So on these smaller levels, you've got appeals and you've got all this sort of thing. And I said, Your Honour, I don't want blood. I simply want a retraction. So she met with the defendant and said the same thing. And they said, no. And the judge said, wake up. The guy owns a law company. It's not going to cost him any money. And she go, oh, okay. So the judge says, can you write the retraction letter? And I did, very carefully without anyone losing face, but we got that. And so the courts there just mediated that settlement, which was happy to everyone. Don't open your mouth in the future, and everything was fine. Nothing's happened since then. Takeaways, what have we got there? It's actually slander and libel. So you can say something to someone's face, that's all right. When they turn around and say, I'm going to sue you, that means that they don't know the legal process. It's long, it's costly, and you'll probably never win. You'll get stressed out, all that sort of thing. If you're running a company, fair enough. That's why the club here has has a disclaimer saying we don't endorse any speaker, anything like that. So litigation can't come back on the club. So be very careful what you do. If someone threatens you, it's not there. The courts will mediate that out for you. So when you're online saying about a restaurant, oh, the chef used expired meat, I got sick, all that sort of stuff. Very hard to prove. Written or permanent defamation, this is what happened with the BBC. It's there, it went out, and there was an action and a consequence. So be really careful what you put out there. All right, you get the picture. Now, next week, I haven't talked to Ren yet, but next week I won't be here.
Is it true that the truth is not a defence in Thailand as much? So you can say something bad about somebody that's true, or you write it online, whereas in some countries the truth is a defence. That's what actually happened. But in Thailand, the truth is not so much of a defence.
Yeah, if you were in the States, for example, if you say something, then the company really has to prove that what you were saying was wrong. Here, it's the other way around. You can say something and then that person has to justify it to the courts, which is what happened with us in probate. 9 times out of 10, the judge will mediate it down to, what do you want? You want some money? That's not going to happen. Do you want them in jail? That's not going to happen. Retraction, that always works. Everyone's happy.
except for lese majesty, of course, where you don't want to say anything negative
No,
about
don't
the king.
go there because you'll go into detention, and that's where.
This is
things.
an interesting story for the previous Rama the Ninth. I think a guy was in Chiang Mai and he was a drunk Farang, and he defaced a picture of the king, Rama the Ninth, and he went to court, and he was found. He pleaded guilty. My bad, I did it. I was wrong. He was sentenced to jail. This is how good the old king was. A few days later, after the sentence, and he was in jail. It was the king's birthday. He pardoned him.
Amnesty.
Yeah, so that was...
But you don't want to go there. You don't want
No.
to spend 24 hours in any jail in
no,
Thailand.
yeah, you come to Thailand with all sorts of ambitions, and then your primary ambition is never spend one night in a Thai jail.
Daryl's got a curly one.
No, I'm a firm believer of telling everybody, watch what you say. Because in Thailand, it's definitely different. And as you say, it can be a criminal offense if the police want to take it. It is, of course, civil. But, for example, during our open forum, when we ask people to comment, we tell you don't say anything bad.
True.
If you got to say something bad, tell it to somebody sitting next to you. But anytime you do it in public, we did have a speaker some time back that commented about where on the Defamation Law, where an individual went into an office and in front of the employees made accusations against the owner of the company. Defamation. So just don't say it in public. Or, as Kelvin said,
if you don't have
put
the
a
money,
positive tone on it.
I forget the company, but they were a pineapple canning company, and all of the workers sued them for extra money and time and all that sort of thing. And the company, they're a billion-dollar company, they just turned around and put a defamation suit against the workers, and everything got retracted anyway. All right, thank you, Brad.
And a big thank you, because these are all important issues, really important issues in Thailand.